Hey, welcome. I see Mumsy's in the house already. Good job. And it's early for you. It's like Pacific time, so it's 6 a.m. for you. So thank you for waking up so early. I hope you have some coffee. I've got some water. That's all I need. Should put on my kissing potion. 1970s. Original. Still half full. Made it to Cambodia with me. Oh, goodness. So if you didn't notice in the chat, I have posted the link to my daughter's website, who makes the wine glass necklaces. So it's a thing that you put your wine glass in. So if you're at a party or something, your hands are free, like to hold a plate or whatever. Chalet is in the house. You get 10% off your first order too if you use the code the Maven. So it's probably not too late to order something and get it delivered in time for Christmas. So I'm sure she's got lots of different, glitzy ones and bohemian ones, and all different styles. I sent Chani a message asking her to bring them up to me. So at some point, I'll be able to show them to you during the show. So just wanted to let you know that's there in case you're interested. Alrighty. So we're going to talk about true crime in Cambodia. There's been some wacky things happening. Here they are. Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes. Good. Oh, yeah. Moi. Okay. I didn't even think about that. She's going to go get a glass too. So I can show you exactly how they work. I've got some different ones. They when I got it as a gift, it came in this nice little silk pouch. I don't know what she puts them in right now. It's like this, and I just unwrap it. So here's like the necklace. This one is suede. It's a blue suede that's braided. But this is, so if you have it around your neck, it's very simple like this. And these, like, you can pull it out or push it. You can bend it this way, and you can bend these this way out and in. So for different sizes. Oh, Christmas. Yeah, okay. So we have a Christmas wine glass. So let's see. Put it in like that, and it's a little bit tight. So I think I need to bend it out a little bit. There you go, like that. No. And then you wear it on your neck. And I guess don't have it too full. Maybe it's just this shape, because this is a really odd shape. Oh wait, no. I know what the problem is. These aren't straight up. There we go. That's better. These were like on down on the side. So okay, now that they're straight up, yeah, that's better. So you have that on your neck, and then when you want to take a drink, and then you can just let it hang while you have your hands free. Shake somebody's hand with a plate of goodies. What are you guys saying? Nice. You should have it on. Queen needs that. There you go. Order it for her as a Christmas gift. So yeah. Anyway, and you could use it with water, juice, whatever. It doesn't have to be wine if you don't drink. But it's made for the shape of a wine glass. But there you go. I'm going to set it aside, and we can talk about true crime. Let's put this back up. All right, so thought we'd start with this one. Phnom Penh louts. Oh, by the way, let me bring my microphone closer. Sorry about that. I'm sure you guys can still hear me, but this is probably even better. For any kind of glass, Mumsy says. Okay, it says 4 yobs involved in a premeditated murder attempt in Phnom Penh were publicly paraded at a press conference by the police. So I did click on this one to see what was up. So on November 6th, so it's been a while that they've been after these people. And they seized as evidence an axe, a knife, their phones, some sharp instruments. And they're like 19, 23, and 48. But there's also a few other people that they haven't arrested yet. Oh, no, wait. The suspects were named as a 36-year-old, a 21-year-old, and a 21-year-old, and 3 others involved in the robbery of the motorcycle, or the 19-year-old, the 23-year-old, and the 48-year-old. So 4 suspects were involved in a case of aggravated robbery due to violence, using a knife to cut the victim's left forearm, causing 7 stitches, and stealing an orange Suzuki Kinetic motorcycle in Phnom Penh. Oh, on the afternoon of December 6th. So why did they say November up here? November 6th. So this was probably a typo. They were arrested after a case of attempted that occurred in front of a school on November 6th, it says. They were arrested on December 9th. But here it says on the afternoon of December 6th. So I think it was a typo when they had November up there. Yeah, so pretty extreme crime there, but they got paraded around in a press conference. The video gives more ideas. Yeah, you can go to their YouTube channel. It'd be great for your best friend in Iowa. Yeah, you guys want to take a look at the website? Since you guys are interested in this, we'll get back to the crime. Share this tab instead. It says you get free shipping with a $50 purchase, at minimum $50 purchase. So see, get 10% off your order for signing up. But also, I guess at some point there's a place for a promo code, like if you're actually purchasing. So they have it like silver, gold, and bronze, copper, And I'm not saying that they're silver and gold, just colored, right? $20. They're about $20 for a chain. If you want beads, there's again I don't know if that's gold or bronze or copper colored. Champagne, she calls it champagne color. Black onyx, diamond, which isn't real diamonds, of course. Okay. So these are, it's only $24 and $25. And pearls. Then you've got the braided suede, which is what I have, $16. Bling string, $25. Oh, you can get a luxury 18 karat gold plated for $45 if you want it. And they even have some rings. I don't know why they call this a tennis necklace, $75. So made in the USA. There's a picture with the champagne pearls for $25. Etc. So you can go check it out for yourself. And when it asks for a promo code, you put the Maven and you get 10% off. So there you go. Let's see what you guys are saying now. Nice. Yeah. So back to crime. Back to crime. All right. So let's see what else. We have to they don't have I wish they had like all the crime beat stories together in one place. But instead they've just got it in the national news. So I've got to like skim through some other stories. 10 stitches for a reveler after an altercation at a Phnom Penh nightclub. A man who received head wounds after a violent assault at a Phnom Penh nightclub claims that security guards administered the beating that sent him to the hospital. It happened at 1:30 a.m. yesterday at the Dot 2 Club. Chum Chow, all right. After drinking, they prepared to go home. Wow, look at all the people that came out to watch what was going on. The altercation arose between guards and revelers, with the victim alleging that the security guard in the club ran and grabbed his neck, dragged him outside. The man's brother stated that he remonstrated with the guard, asking why he had hit his brother. Before he could finish asking, the security guard attacked the victim. The victim was rushed to the hospital and received 10 stitches to his head. After the incident, local authorities arrived, called both parties to the police station to have the club pay money to the victim to resolve the matter. So, sneeze. Excuse me. So, a lot of times, rather than going to court and this and that, they'll just mediate between the parties and someone will pay a restitution and it's done. That's how it's done in Cambodia. Let's see what else. I know there were some. Okay. Swordsmen stab and rob a Phnom Penh woman. So that's the woman. She was left shaken and shocked after she was robbed of her moto by sword-wielding louts. Again, louts is word of the day. Louts and yobs. 2:40 a.m. Why are you out at 2:40 a.m.? Come on. According to the victim, before the incident, she was riding a white Honda motorcycle from work. Okay. As she arrived at the scene near a bridge, two suspects riding a black Honda Dream motorcycle followed her and rode their motorcycle in front of her, shouting, "Leave the keys and get off the motorcycle." The yobs, we got yobs again, then stabbed the woman, who fortunately sustained only minor injuries, being protected by thick winter clothing. The suspects then took the motorcycle and rode away safely. After the incident, the victim went to file a complaint at the Spian Tamai commune, at the police station, so that the police could investigate and arrest the suspect. That's thick winter clothing. That's like pajamas. Come on. That's thick winter clothing. You guys saying anything? No. All right. Love it. Shock as a man's body was found in a river. Unless there's something interesting about, he had gone fishing. He didn't come home, I guess. And so relatives mounted a search when he did not return. They searched every nook and cranny of the river, but could not find him. Suddenly, in the morning, residents found the body in the water, crossing the border between Preah Vihear city and Tabang Min Che district, and reported it to the police. After police arrived at the scene and inspected the scene and conducted an autopsy, they handed over the body to the family for a traditional funeral. They conducted an autopsy. The police conducted the autopsy. Is that how it went down? The police arrived at the scene, inspected the scene, and conducted an autopsy, and then they handed the body over to. So I think they just mean that they examined the body. I don't think they did like a medical autopsy. Crime is everywhere. Yes, indeed. Notice both of those previous ones were like 1:30 and 2:40 a.m. So that's why I don't go out at night. Rain. Okay, Axeman charged with attempted murder. So this guy looks normal enough. A man who viciously attacked a love rival in Phnom Penh with an axe has been formally charged with attempted murder. Prosecution decided to charge this guy with attempted murder. Specialist officers from the Phnom Penh Police Department collaborated with specialist officers from the province to arrest the man on the 10th of December. This guy, he was wanted for a vicious attack on a love rival in Phnom Penh that sent the man to a Vietnamese hospital where he required almost 70 stitches for his wound. That's pretty bad. Smart. Yeah, smart that I don't go out at night. Exactly. The Ministry of Interior, that's like the Department of Law Enforcement, you could say, is going to ramp up efforts to monitor and address illegal immigration and visa overstays. Yes. I actually like this in the news. The Ministry of Education, Youth, and Sports has banned energy drinks being sold at schools. So that's good. I think that's healthy. Also, they're clamping down on advertising for illegal gambling. Hey, let me pop over here to this one on UPI. I saw this today. U.S. online gambling losses to surpass $1 trillion by 2028, the group says. I don't know what it is right now. Does it say what it is right now? It's estimated that roughly 16% of adults and 26% of adolescents who use an online gambling platform have a gambling disorder. The World Health Organization is saying that its recent estimates project the legal aspects to online gambling will hit $700 billion globally as early as 2028. Well, if it's globally $700 billion, how does U.S. consumers, how is it that U.S. consumers are projected to lose at least $1 trillion? In 2021, $1.7 trillion was already estimated to be lost on illicit betting markets every year. So when they're saying, I always flip the number, flip it around. Where they're saying $1.7 trillion was lost, that means somebody made $1.7 trillion. I find that astounding. Okay. Ponzi scheme, digitalization. They're using digitalization to combat corruption. Mm-hmm. A man is missing after the riverbank collapsed. Oh, this was weird. So there was a sand barge, like a barge, doesn't show a picture of the barge, getting sand, and he was a member of the sand, he was a crew member on the sand barge, but that was like connected to the riverbank while they were getting, it was moored, while they were getting the sand and filling up the barge with sand. And when the riverbank collapsed, it caused the man to fall into the water. And I think it said that he's still missing. Yeah, he's still missing. He's 25 years old. On that day, they had a crew of 4, including the owner, the driver, and 2 workers. Is that what you call, like the captain of a boat is the driver? I don't know. Let me know if there's another word you can think of. At 4 a.m. on Tuesday, while the crew was sleeping on the barge, about 180 meters of riverbank in length and 60 meters wide, opposite the vessel collapsed, causing 3 people to fall into the river. While the collapsing riverbank struck the barge, it did not sink it. 2 people managed to swim to the shore, while the 3rd victim went missing in the river. And then police are saying there was an accident. It was a natural disaster. It was not caused by illegal sand dredging. And they called on families whose houses are located close to the Mekong River to be vigilant about riverbank collapses. So there's a picture of the collapse. There's a dog. Okay, no comments. Just listening. All right, let's go back. Clamp down on online scams. There's going to be an air and tech show starting tomorrow. That's pretty cool. Let's check this one out. Strengthening fight against bushmeat trade. So here's a picture of some gibbons at a sanctuary. And the Wildlife Conservation Society, WCS, has received a grant to carry out a criminality analysis to better understand the illegal trade of banteng and gibbons. So that's gibbon. You saw this is gibbons, and banteng, I think, is like a deer. So they're going to identify key factors in the illegal wildlife trade. Oh. So that's good. Next. A lot of kind of business stuff and meetings and signing of things. There's some rain. It's dry season, but there's some rain. Okay, so there was a gambling raid. 4 people were arrested. A man dies in Phnom Penh cement truck hit and run. Man died instantly in Phnom Penh after he was crushed by a cement truck, with the driver fleeing the scene. Like I said, that's very common that drivers will flee the scene because they're afraid that, well, you guys remember Reginald Denny during the LA riots, how they pulled him out of the truck and they were beating him up and they hit him on the head with like a fire extinguisher or something. You know, mobs will come and beat you up and possibly kill you. This was a nice little story. Noisy vendor and security guard resolve differences. So this must be the security guard and this must be the noisy vendor, shaking hands. These look like police though. But I guess that's just their uniform. All right, it was all smiles after a street vendor who loudly advertised his wares via a microphone. Well, that's probably not true. It was probably a speaker with a recording on it. That's what the vendors that are selling stuff, they'll have a cart usually hooked up to a motorcycle, and they're riding around the streets, and it's like making that noise. So it's advertising. Like the coconut shakes was like don kralak, don kralak. Blah blah is something about torchea cold and ba'im sweet, and then macau pramroy, you know. And then there's another one for the eggs. It's like bon one ong som krum set mian rochet chgang, and it just repeats that over and over and over. It's on a loop, you know, which is like barbecued eggs. Bon one ong som krum set. It's like special, and rochet is the ingredients. It's like they're so delicious. Special ingredients, so delicious. So this 29-year-old vendor. I want to know what he was selling. Oh, and here it says via an improvised PA system. Yeah. He was asked to turn down the volume by security guards, but refused to. And after the ensuing altercation, the security guard attacked him. Police came and escorted it. So this is the police in the green. Came, look, he's holding his baby. His wife and the baby came. Or maybe they were all together selling. Went to the police station. The vendor's wife explained that her husband had been in a traffic accident and had hit his head. He had a slight brain injury, so he could not speak and sometimes could not understand people. The security guard then agreed to pay compensation totaling $70, and the matter was harmoniously resolved. There you go, another resolving of an issue. Hey, Gibbo is in the house. Woohoo! All right. No need for lengthy, months and months and years waiting for a trial and all that. No, it's like things are done swiftly here in Cambodia. Drunk driver slammed into a road divider. Anti-gambling crackdown. Fugitive Axeman was captured. We already went over that story. This is about the energy drinks being banned at schools. Just fraud. Cambodian alleges RAPE at a Japanese strawberry farm. So the Cambodian woman was working as a technical trainee at a strawberry farm north of Tokyo, and she's filing for a damages suit against the farm manager, alleging multiple instances that led to pregnancy and abortion. Wow. Good luck with that. 6 Chinese men and a Cambodian man arrested for extortion. So, hey, this is crime. So, for me, I just like gloss over the story, but it's might be new for you. Here's all the people. See what you guys are saying. All right. So, 6 Chinese men and a Cambodian man were arrested for allegedly kidnapping a Chinese businessman, unlawfully confining him, and attempting to extort ransom money from his family. And this happens a lot. They'd taken him from a hotel, bundled him into a black bag, and took him by car to a rental condominium and demanded $50,000 from his family for his safe return. A colleague of the victim witnessed the abduction and was later contacted by the victim about his whereabouts. The victim contacted him? What? So the police were informed about the kidnapping and location, about the kidnapping and the location of the condominium by a 34-year-old Chinese man who is a colleague of the victim and witnessed the abduction and was later contacted by the victim about his whereabouts. That doesn't make sense to me. How is the victim contacting anybody except for his family that they're extorting, right? All right, but they arrested him. The victim has returned to his family living in Phnom Penh. They did not release identities because other suspects are still at large. Wow. Okay. I'll go ahead and read this one since we're doing news. I mean, we're focused on crime, but this relates to yesterday's medical one. I mentioned the National Social Security Fund. So they're going to establish a family package. So let's see what that would include if it tells us. Currently, NSSF members have individual coverage, but the responsible bodies are not fully established. We introduced a voluntary Social Security system. Remember, Social Security means welfare, with a contribution of 15,600 reals per month. So that's like $3.75, $3.80. So less than $4 a month. which provides the same benefits. Recently, I met with other government leaders to discuss the possibility of expanding the system to include family packages. So he proposed that those who voluntarily participate by paying regular contributions should receive reasonable incentives to extend coverage to their families, including spouses and children. It would make it easier for families to have access to health services. It says right now it covers over 300,000 people. Wow, I would have thought it would. I mean, the population is 17 million. I would have thought it covered more than 300,000 people. In line with the government's commitment to ensuring access to healthcare, a health equity card has been introduced for unemployed or vulnerable individuals who are at risk. The government will cover the costs of their insurance. The system is divided into different categories, including civil servants, with the state covering expenses, individuals and companies with employers covering expenses, and self-employed individuals in the informal sector who are self-financed, paying $4 a month, less than $4 a month. So there you go. That's a little update on the health system here. Money always it's interesting how quickly they solve problems. Yeah, with the police and stuff, for sure. Car accidents, even if somebody dies, the family's paid maybe $5,000 or something. Yes, indeed, money always talks. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh, the FBI, the U.S. States Embassy, the U.S. State, the United States Embassy in Phnom Penh had visiting instructors from the FBI launching a training program with the Cambodian National Police on Monday to standardize fingerprinting techniques in police investigations. So the FBI experts are training Cambodian police in forensic sciences. I wonder if there's anything more than fingerprinting. They're actually kind of focusing on the capacity to address transnational crimes such as trafficking and money laundering. He added that the second specialized training session, Lab/ERT, which is currently taking place and lasts for 5 days, while the first training session on basic fingerprint science lasted 3 days, has been completed. The training features 4 American instructors with extensive expertise in forensic science. These sessions equip participants with essential knowledge and skills for evidence collection, fingerprint analysis, and crime scene management. He emphasized the importance of the training that will assist in building strong cases against suspects and ensure sufficient evidence for prosecution. If it gets that far, as you've seen, it doesn't always need to get prosecuted. A lot of times things are just taken care of before that point. But yeah, it's good. It's good. Good. They're learning forensics. Oh, interesting. So on December 10th, the Prime Minister asked the Ministries of Health and Education to address the energy drink sales in schools. So remember, on the 11th, they banned energy drinks at schools, right? So they're concerned about diabetes and stuff as well. I don't know if like Coca-Cola and things like that will also, be included in that because of the sugar. But I remember the current prime minister is the son of the former prime minister. And I remember the former prime minister making a comment about how everybody needs to get out and exercise. Use the parks. They call parks gardens. Use the gardens, you know, to exercise. Like the very next day, people were out doing calisthenics, you know, like jumping jacks and things. You know, people were out exercising. So the prime minister, either the father or the son, I mean, this is the first, so that's what, this is interesting me because it's the first time that I've heard the son making a statement. And like the very next day, there was action taken on it. He didn't even say, you need to ban energy drinks in schools. He just said, please address this, right? Investigate this. The sale of soft drinks. Yeah. And then it was done. Stricter school food regulations to combat diabetes. Diabetes is really high here in Cambodia. Phnom Penh gangsters suspected of at least one death and they are arrested. Okay, back to some crime stories. They kind of go in a lump together. 13 gangbangers were arrested in connection with a number of crimes, including murder. They were involved in stealing motorcycles. At least 5 cases of aggravated assault. The first case resulted in the death of the victim. The victim escaped on a motorbike, causing him to crash into the wall of a house, killing him. 16 years old. He was 16 years old. Oh, that's sad. The second case occurred when the louts, we got the louts again, fought with 2 swords and cut the victim, injuring him at a Tela gas station. The third case occurred when the Yobs fought with a pair of knives and a Bowie knife, cutting the victim in front of house, in front of a house. The fourth case was attacking with a sword and causing injury. And the fifth was theft of a motorcycle committed at a rental house. So, notice they all have shaved heads. Police did that. They weren't gangbanging with shaved heads. All right. The police shaved their heads. So I love it when they do that. Only these guys are lucky because they shaved the whole head, where other ones, they just shave bits and pieces. So they've got tufts hanging out. People arrest. See, here's another case of extortion at a condominium. It's not the same one, is it? 7 men. They arrested 7 men. The Chinese man had been. Now, see, when they say arrested, they mean like stopped. And I had when I first came here, I was editor for Khmer Times years ago when they first started. I was like, okay, no. People that are reading this in English, arrested means that the police have taken you into custody, where not just stopped you. So if a policeman, stops you for speeding and they're talking to you and maybe you pay a fine and you drive away, they would use the word that the driver was arrested. So in this case, it's the extortionists that have confined, handcuffed, and taken him to a condominium. And that's all it has. So maybe the other story was a follow-up with more details of this same thing. You guys are saying nothing. All right. Disgraced tycoon standing trial for the slaying of a young couple. Indian police nabbed 3 agents involved in trafficking graduates to Cambodia. So they would lure the young graduates with false promises of employment and then sell them in Cambodia, sell the people. Oh, we just recently had like the leader. There's two Buddhist sects, and um the leader of one of them had passed away about a month or two ago, and so the king has just appointed a new one. Yes, another one bites the dust. Driver who dragged a man 100 meters under his car is charged. Let me see if this one, like the driver didn't run away. What did the crowd get him? There's the motorcycle. Oh wow, that really got banged up. Is it? Oh, is it just pictures? When he reached the traffic light, the drunk driver plowed into the two motorcycles, resulting in them crashing into his windscreen. Left one dead at the scene after being dragged under the car, and his passenger was seriously injured. It's 32, 25, and 24. That's probably the mother. That's probably the driver. Wow. The owner of the vehicle was arrested and taken to the police station. Okay. Maybe they didn't beat her up because she was a woman and just let the police get her. Surprised, nothing on drugs. They had for a while they were doing a crackdown, and there was like all, a lot of stories about, drugs that 10 arrested after violent Sahunukville street fight. So all these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yep, 10. Resulted in one person being seriously injured. They were all Cambodian nationals. Oh, look at this guy holding a stick. I don't know if you guys can see that. I guess this is somebody getting video of the altercation happening. They seized 2 batons, 4 cell phones, and a watch. They didn't say what the fight was about. Come on. I'll tell you, in the Cambodian news, so when I was a sub editor for Khmer Times, the guy that does the crime beat, let me see, does it have his name? It just listed as Khmer Times. It doesn't have his name. Maybe he's not working there anymore. But he had so many details, and we had to make it shorter for space. There's the batons. It's metal pipes. Is what it is, metal pipes. Yeah, but they always get those kind of details. They just don't put them in the English. General passes away. People making prahok. Prahok is horrible. It's a fermented fish paste. Anarchic delivery drivers arrested in Sahunukville in two separate incidents. Let's check this out. So these are the delivery drivers, all pretty young guys. They don't look like they would be hired as, all the delivery drivers I've had, they don't really look like these guys. Maybe this one or this one, but I don't know. This guy does not look like a delivery driver. The first incident, 22:15, so at 11:15 p.m., authorities received information that a violent incident had occurred. They immediately went and arrived at the scene and arrested 2 groups of suspects. One group of 2 people, the second group of 6 people. Some evidence was taken. So they clashed, the 2 clashed with the other group, the 6. Okay, yeah, they clashed, duh. So this is the 2. They're young. These guys look a little bit more like delivery drivers. I don't know, but if they were working, they usually have some kind of jacket on that, I don't know if they took it off or what. Delivery. I don't think they were like working for a delivery app. Maybe they were delivering drugs or something. Just look at this paraphernalia stuff here. The ensuing fracas, knives, and in the ensuing fracas, knives and swords were brandished and motorcycles damaged. Oh, look at these. Look at this. It's a sickle. There's a sickle and a homemade sword. Scissors. At the second incident at 9 p.m., a case of intentional violence. The first party were a group of food delivery men, and the second party, a group of tuk-tuks, fought each other and stabbed each other with knives. The police rushed to the spot, but the suspects had already fled. Well, there you go. This incident was not delivery drivers. The second incident is delivery drivers. See, I'm onto them. They're calling the tuk-tuks tricycles. I tried to stop them from doing that too. Yes, it has 3 wheels, but a tricycle is what little kids ride because they can't ride a 2-wheeler. You know, I mean, stop calling them tricycles just because they have 3 wheels. Wow, 18 people from a motorcycle gang, 20. So in the so this had happened on December 5th, but police, you know, continued to investigate. And in total, they arrested 29 people, 18 from the motorcycle gang and 11 from a food delivery driver. So these are tuk-tuks, these little car things are tuk-tuks. Make them squat like this. Ugh. Well, and here they're actually all named in Khmer. There you go. There's that one. What are you guys saying? Okay, let's see what else there is. Khmer Rouge survivors urge youth to never forget Cambodia's brutal past at an event to commemorate the victims of the genocide. Nice. An art festival starts. Oh, this one, I saw the headlines. An injured elephant calf was rescued in a wildlife sanctuary. So here's the elephant. Does not look happy. It got stuck in some kind of snare. 5 months old, was caught in a snare. Wildlife rangers discovered the calf running along a dirt road, seemingly seeking help. Responding swiftly, the team from the sanctuary's central headquarters captured and examined the elephant, identifying an injury on its right ankle caused by the snare. 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, 1 foot, maybe this foot. Despite the injury, the young elephant remains in good health and is being cared for by wildlife rangers in the sanctuary. And this sanctuary is one of Cambodia's largest protected areas. It's a haven for biodiversity, home to critically endangered bird species like the red-headed vulture, the giant ibis, the white-shouldered ibis, as well as the rare species of Saurus crane and the green peafowl, which would be peacocks. The Ministry of Agriculture is overseeing the care of the elephant. I wonder where its mother went. That's sad. The government has implemented a 10-year elephant conservation action plan from 2020 to 2029 to mitigate threats and strengthen conservation efforts. So there you go. 2 endangered dogs were seen in a sanctuary. 5 nests of white-shouldered ibis were found in the sanctuary. These were in 2023. Interesting. You seen anything? Nothing. Yeah, there is nothing on. They cleaned up a lot of drug stuff. It's like they spent a lot of time. CMAC, the Cambodian Mine Action Center, signs a pact on mine detection by animals. They use dogs and rats. Yep. E-beam and X-ray technologies. What is this? National Awareness Seminar on Multi-Purpose E-beam and X-ray Facility. Is that like medical or what? Have you guys heard of an E-beam? E-beam and X-ray technologies utilize ionizing radiation generated by electricity for various applications in multiple sectors. These technologies have far-reaching applications across many various sectors, and of course, it is all for civilian purpose. Oh, of course. Whether it is about sterilizing medical equipment, to improving food safety, or advancing material processing, the potential of E-beam and X-ray facilities is both diverse and transformative. Waste management, material recycling. It is essential that we address misconceptions around food irradiation to reassure the public that strict safety protocols and regulations are in place to ensure its role in food safety. Oh, darn, I don't have it switched on. Okay, it's switched on now. There's a mosquito. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. The baby elephant, fish harvest for the Perhawk. Ooh, foreigner arrested after midnight shooting spree. Oh, these are all the shell casings. He fired 71 shots into the sky at midnight for an unspecified reason. He was a Taiwanese Chinese man. He was brought in for questioning. It was a Sig Sauer. He's 20 years old. There's all the shell casings. The reason for the shooting has not yet been confirmed by authorities. Drunk driver drags dead man for 100 meters. Oh, that we saw that one already. Phnom Penh Police Department denies false claims that abusive language was used against a woman during drunk driving test. She accused the officers of being thieves while they were carrying out their duties. Woman dies after being crushed in attempted hit and run. The culpable driver attempting to flee. So let's see what happened to this driver. There's the motorcycle underneath. The deceased was a 31-year-old female. Ooh, it's a big truck. She died after being hit by a speeding truck at 3 a.m. What was she doing on the road at 3 a.m.? Come on. Oh, here's the driver. Here's the driver. Looks like there's some blood. This is I witnessed thieves or one thief getting beat up. I always advise people, you never get in the middle of it. No matter how horrible it is, it's like, because the mob will turn on you. And the situation was that, and let me see if there's any comments real quick. Of course. So I was near my home. I was on my way home, and I was just around the corner from my house. And I could see the thief running away and people chasing him. Jow, jow, jow. That's the word for thief. You scream that and people will chase them and potentially kill them. So jow, 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 and the guy's running away. And then there's a big crowd of people. So I thought the thief, there was only one thief and he was running away. And I thought the victim was injured. Like maybe there was a bag snatch or something. The person fell off their motorcycle, whatever, that the victim was injured. So I thought, okay, I'm training in first aid. I will go render aid. And so there's a big crowd, a huge circle. I got to push my way through the crowd to get to the middle where I'm expecting to find a victim, an injured victim. And I get there and there was a second thief. And the thief is lying on the street and the mob hadn't gotten into a frenzy yet, which probably saved my life. But now I had pushed my way in the middle. And I was wearing, you guys know, I wear sarong and everything. So I was just dressed like a local, not like some snobby foreigner. And I knew a little bit of Khmer, so that also helped. And because it was my neighborhood, some of the people there were neighbors that knew me. And so I get there. Now I'm standing in the middle of the mob at the body of this guy that's like, here's a punch, here's a kick, here's a punch, here's another kick. And the guy's like this, like in a fetal position, trying to protect himself. And I stood there for a moment and I just hung my head like this. I put my head down. I just hung my head. I'm like, it's one thing to walk away and not get involved, but now I'm right here. I'm here. So it's like kind of like a different situation. So I put my head up, took a big deep breath, and it's like, okay, gotta do this. And I put my hand out and I said, chop, chop. Because that's what you say for stop. Chop, chop, chop. Police, jam tick, police, jam, wait, jam tick, wait a second. Wait for the police. Jump tick, police, jump tick. And they're looking at me like I'm crazy, like, what? Like, what? I mean, they didn't know what to think of me, because telling them to stop. But like I said, they hadn't gotten into a frenzy yet. And, but I know how easily that can happen. So I got out my phone. It's just a little Nokia at the time. This was before smartphones. And I had the police's number saved in my phone. So I called the police and I'm like, Eloni, now, come, plow dot by, Jow, Eloni, now, so I'm like, there's a thief, come now, street 13, and so at this point, people are going, oh, she's calling the police, she's speaking Khmer. And by then, and I put my feet like this. So if this is the guy's head, I've got my feet like this around the guy's head. So I'm like standing over him. So if they're going to hit him or kick him, at least it's in the leg or the stomach or something. It's not on his head, right? So my feet are around his head. And so then some of my neighbors that knew me came and stood with me and stood around his body. So there was like 3 of us maybe. And the reason I'm telling you this story is because when the police came and they took the thief away, who had already been beaten up, this is exactly what it looked like. That you had one in the front and one in the back and the thief in the middle. And they took him away. You badass. I know. I don't recommend it. This is not my advice for people. I mean, like, don't get in the middle of a mob. Okay. But like I said, the only reason I went to the center is because I thought it was an injured victim. Anyway, it turned out okay. And I have a story to tell. So what happened to this guy? Let's see. He attempted to flee, but was stopped by military police. Give me a break. Give me a break. That's all they say. No. she died after being hit. And then the driver of the truck attempted to flee, but was stopped by military police and taken. No, he was stopped by the mob. And I can see some blood on his fingers here, which is probably from like touching his head or something. Yeah. He's lucky he's alive because they do kill the thieves. They beat them, fair and fair. Adrenaline takes over. Yeah, adrenaline takes over. Like I said, it was this moment, where I hung my head. I'm like, do I walk away? And this guy could die? Will his life be in my hands, on my hands for walking away now that I'm here? And I just took a breath, stood up, took control. Chop, chop, jump police, chop, chop. That's literally what I, and one thing that I have learned over the years is that if somebody takes the lead and takes control, most of the time people will follow, for good or for bad. If somebody rises above whatever is happening with any crowd, I did this once at a concert that, it was like a concert festival kind of thing. It was called Spirit West Coast. And they take over like a race course, like a, not Indy, but a road course, Laguna Beach. I think it was at Laguna Beach, maybe not Laguna Beach. I don't know. It was out like a race course. And so they have different stages set up for different concerts. And I was actually volunteering there as a campground manager, kind of like a Woodstock thing with Christian music. And there was this like little bridge over a little stream. And it was getting like, everybody was just like bumping into each other and stuff like this. And I literally just stood there and like I got everybody on one side to go one way. It's like I was telling them to, moving people aside so that they go this way and the other ones, they stay on one side, they stay on one half of the bridge so that each direction can flow, because they're only using one side instead of everybody all mixed up in the middle, bumping into each other and stuff like that. And so I just started telling people what to do, and they did what I said. I don't abuse that. Chalet says angels were with me. They probably were. My mom just spit out her coffee hearing the story. I know. I don't know if she's heard it before or not. I mean, it's not the first time that I've told it to people. I don't know if my mom's heard it. Mumsy, you got to tell us if you'd heard that before or not. All right, that's all we got on that story. Oh, well, here, man beaten by mob. What are we talking about? And this guy's going away in an ambulance. Man beaten by mob after stealing phone. 6:49 p.m. 35-year-old suffered a head injury and a broken left arm after he was beaten by angered people when he stole a phone from a woman. After the incident, the police arrived at the scene because the suspect was seriously injured. Yep. Police took the victim to file a complaint at the police station to facilitate handling the suspect according to procedure. So there he is on the ground, and the medical people are there. So I've never seen orange suited like EMTs, ambulance people. There you go. It happens. It's 10 o'clock. It's been an hour. Oh, hey, here's a statement that we got to follow up on last week, and then we'll end it. All right. Follow up on last week. 82-year-old granny sentenced to prison in Takao. Oh, if you guys follow my Facebook, I should like put the link on a community post. There's these little old ladies, old like her, that are like, they're just all dancing and stuff. And I'm like, and I said in my comment, was I want to be like this when I grow up. And they were great little grannies. So she was sentenced to prison in Takao province for vandalism. In recent days, what we saw last week, the Ministry of Justice has observed continued publication and commentary regarding the case. There have been pictures of judges accompanied by insults that hurt the dignity of individuals. I think I see where this is going. So people have, what is it called when you name someone and you share their address or whatever, like you out them? Doxing. So they doxed the judges and threw insults at the judges, hurting the dignity of individuals, the judges. In this case, a spokesperson for the Ministry of Justice confirmed that Granny, along with 2 other people, were sentenced by the Takao Provincial Court to 8 months in prison each for the offense of the 3 failing to comply with the court's final decision and also vandalizing the fence and other belongings of the original victim. The court ruled on the case by following the procedures in force until the verdict is final. In this case, after the verdict became final, Granny, right? She's Chumyen. Yeah. Granny exercised her legal rights by filing an appeal to the Supreme Court and the Supreme Court Criminal Chamber. And the Supreme Court has accepted the appeal. All right. In addition, they also decided to suspend the execution of her sentence, not her execution, the execution of the sentence. Bad choice of words in a crime case. So they just suspended her sentence, all right? Paving the way for her release from prison on the same day. Her sentence was made, the Supreme Court's decision to suspend her sentence was made based on humanitarian principles, but the Supreme Court has not yet made a decision on the substance of the case. In a society governed by the rule of law, solving problems using such legal mechanisms is the best way to solve problems in society, especially to ensure orderly social relations. Ooh, journalism note. This should be a quote by someone, or at least a paraphrase attributed to someone. A writer of journalism cannot make a statement that is one way or the other, shows bias, right? This is bias toward the rule of law, right? In a society governed by the rule of law, you should be using the legal mechanisms. Is the best way. You're making a judgment. Is the best way to solve problems. A journalist cannot say that. You need to find somebody, if you want to say it as a journalist, you find someone that's willing to go on the record. You could even write the sentence and say, look, okay, I want to put this in the story. Can I put your name as having said it? And the person, sure, no problem. That's what you do. You don't just put that in as the journalists speaking. And if the spokesperson or something said it, you need to say that they're the one saying it, because it's not written that way. Anyway, and then you go on to say the spokesperson for the Ministry of Justice stated that publicly insulting individuals not only harms the dignity of individuals and affects the culture of mutual respect, which is a good and prosperous tradition of the Cambodian nation, but it is also a criminal offense that is punishable by law. So don't insult individuals. Judges, he's making it broader than just the judges. Don't do it. Don't be insulting. Good advice. Good advice. All righty then. Chalet says, you thought it said the man was beating by mom instead of by a mob. that could happen too. What are you doing? Backhand. The dreaded backhand. Oh my goodness. Well, I hope that was entertaining for you. I think, you know, keeping up on these once a week, yeah, is probably good. I think this will be a true crime regular each week on whatever day. If I do it on Wednesday or Thursday, I think Tuesday we're keeping the music games because that's always fun. And Chalet, I love your short videos with all the music. They're awesome. Sometimes I don't leave a comment. I just like it. And so I know you don't know it's me liking it, but whatever. Have a blessed night. Hugs, everyone. Absolutely. And you guys do not forget that love transcends time and space. So whenever and wherever you are watching this, I love you. I do. My love can reach you through time and space. It's there. Just grab it. Alrighty. Turn your radio frequency, your love frequency, to receive the love I'm sharing with you. Alrighty. So Sunday's crosswords. So I have a couple nights off. You know what? I might do a live tomorrow. Might be okay for Eastern. Pacific, it might be too early. But I am going to the 19th anniversary of Alley Cat. Mumsy, you remember Alley Cat? And I will be there. It's the 19th anniversary, and Cambodian Space Project will be there as a live band. I'm taking Chani with me. So I might hop on and do a live stream. That probably wouldn't be long, maybe 15, 20 minutes or something, just to show everybody what the event and what's happening. So that could happen tomorrow. But it will probably it won't be at 9 because I'm gonna be home at 9. I'm planning on leaving the house at 7 to go there, and so there you go. Between 7:30 and 8:30 is when I'll be there, and at some point do a quick live stream just to show it to you. Otherwise, Sunday will be the same bat time, same bat channel with the crosswords, in honor of the curmudgeon, Bob. Alrighty, guys. So catch you next time.